I don't. Things are not explained, bro. Okay, I don't know what they're talking about. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Orlando Mortel and this is Mortel Dynamics. If you're not new here and you've been following me till now, thank you very much for everything that you have apported to this channel and to me reading The Hobbit for the first time. Please keep letting me know your opinions on everything I say and comment and how I react. I'm considering making a whole other video to react to every single one of your comments so we can have more of a conversation and me not being quick about it and just reading some of them and going back to read real quick. I'm considering just making a whole series of videos after each chapter so I can address every single one of your comments, you explaining things to me. Guys, today's chapter is long as Today's chapter is chapter 7. It's called Queer Lodgings. It's the longest chapter I've read till now of this book. I mean, it's 22 pages. So yeah, without further ado, let's do this. Let's go. Okay guys, so because this is a really long chapter, I'm guessing I'm not gonna stop every few paragraphs and tell you what I'm reading. I'm just gonna read along, and anytime I see something I wanna comment on or talk to you about, I'll let you know. I just want to introduce what I'm reading. The last chapter ended up the eagles saving them and bringing them to their nest area or where they live in the mountains. And so in this chapter, Bilbo wakes up and pretty much the eagles, he has to get onto one eagle because they're gonna fly them to wherever. And now when they're saying, you know, farewell, goodbye to the eagles, the author says that Bilbo never saw them again except high and far off in the battle of 5 armies. This is part of what I've been saying since the first chapter, that the author teases you with information and stuff that's gonna happen. It's like it's not technically a spoiler, but it's like, hey, this is coming, beware. I mean, wait for it. It's just I want to know, you know. Okay, so I'm at the part where Gandalf is just leaving them alone. He has to go for some reason because apparently he has his own problems. One thing that you guys commented in the last videos on questions about Gandalf, one of you guys commented that Gandalf is not a man. Technically, he has no need of human biological needs, I guess, of, let's say, food and basic necessities. But here, Gandalf is explaining how he needs help himself because, and I quote, "I need a little help myself. We have no food and no baggage and no ponies to ride, and you don't know where you are." Blah blah blah. I don't know what to say. I mean, you guys have been explaining to me that he's there to help them. He's there to make their lives easier. That magic is not used in just whatever random way they want. It needs to be done or exercised in ways so that you can help others. But it seems to me that at this point in the story, they, I guess, maybe halfway wherever they're going. That's another point. Parenthesis. You guys explained to me in the comments that they're going to rescue, recover, get back the house from some dragon or something about the dwarves, which I never got that from the beginning of the book. I mean, from the introduction, first chapter, maybe it was explained. I didn't get it. I didn't understood it. At this point, I mean, I know that because you guys told me in the comments, but I might as well guess that they're just walking and going nowhere to some random place. But whatever, close parenthesis. Why is Gandalf saying that he needs food and ponies and all these things so he can continue with them? I mean, that's what he's implying. And again, I'm questioning the magic. Why I don't know, guys. It's just weird. Why is he going? Why is he leaving? You know? Well, I guess in one of the previous chapters, he insinuated that the reason he took this job or adventure with them is because he already was kind of planning to go out himself because, yes, he had his own problems. I don't know, guys. I'm gonna keep reading. This that I'm going to tell you is something that I don't know if I hate or love about the author. He says things that he assumes that you know, okay? Or mentions creatures and points of history that, oh, this happened and he probably is this thing, and I'm like, what the hell is that thing? You know what I mean? For example, we're at the point that for some reason the only thing or creature that can help them is this thing that calls the rock a Karok, the Karok. The dwarfs ask Gandalf, what is it? I mean, who are we going to talk to? Who's gonna help us? Gandalf, he gets like annoyed because Bilbo refers to the thing in a way he's not supposed to. Gandalf says he changes his skin. Sometimes he is a huge black bear. Sometimes he is a great strong black-haired man with huge arms and a great beard. I mean, what the hell does it mean that something changes skin? I mean, do you mean... If you tell me something changes skin, I think of snakes, bro. If you tell me something changes from a bear to a man and vice versa, bro, that's a hell of another thing. That's something that it changes shape, not just skin, bro. I don't things are not explained, bro, okay? I don't know what they're talking about. At this point, we have met a new character, which is called j.r.r. He is half bear, half man, half wolf. He changes skin or changes shape or something like that. Yeah, he's described like he's very strong. He lives alone in the besides mountains or deep in the... I don't understand the description of him very well, but the point is that Gandalf and the dwarfs get to where j.r.r. lives, so Gandalf can ask him what can they do, what can he advise them to do next in their journey. I don't know if it's in the context of what path do they have to take or what do they have to do exactly to go back. At this point in the story, you can see that Gandalf is really smart. I mean, it's described as clever, but I describe it as high intelligence because you can predict how the other person will react. So then you decide the order of things that you will do to make yourself more presentable. You know what I mean? So with j.r.r., he told the goblins to come in pairs of 2 every 5 minutes when he whistled or something. And that turned out to be because that will enhance the curiosity of j.r.r. when Gandalf was telling their story of their journey till this point. So I can say at this point that Gandalf is very weak in terms of magic because of how magic works in this world or how it has to be used, but highly intelligent. So sometimes I question if his help is because he's a wizard or because he's just so old that he has all this experience and he's very intelligent. As I said before, they came to his house to look for directions. Gandalf needed help. Gandalf started to tell him their tale or their adventure. Basically, at the end, he was amazed. He cooked them. They ate. The last time they ate so much or so good, I guess, was when they were eating with the elves and Elrond. So the dwarves started telling tales of their lives, and then Bjorn, whatever, fell asleep, and he like hauled ass out of there. I mean, it says that it is described like the great door had creaked and slammed. Bjorn was gone. I'm getting the feeling, I mean, it hasn't been described, but I'm getting the feeling he's like some kind of werewolf, I guess, like in the Harry Potter series, that at night, or specifically at full moon, but I don't know if in this character is just every night, that he becomes unstable or something, and that's why, you know, ran away real quick as soon as he was sleepy and wanted to, you know, go to sleep. So the dwarves started singing this song, guys. I don't know if the songs are meant for me to analyze them and to be real careful with them. It's just they seem so simple and just nonsensical to me. It seems to me like they describe what happened whenever they sing. You know what I mean? So doesn't seem like new information for me. You see, and Gandalf says, "It is time for us to sleep, for us, but not, I think, for Bjorn. In this hall we can rest sound and safe, but I warn you all not to forget what Bjorn said before he left us. You must not stray outside until the sun is up, on your peril." I mean, something is happening at night whenever this Bjorn character is sleepy, that it's dangerous. Guys, you see what I'm saying? Look how it's described in the book about this Bjorn character. It says that, or Bilbo describes what was happening at night. It says, "There was a growling sound outside, and a noise as of some great animal scuffing at the door. Bilbo wondered what it was, and whether it could be Bjorn in enchanted shape, as if he would come in as a bear and kill them." You know what I mean? This shape-shifting animal or creature is, you know, it's weird for me because I would have assumed that something as unstable as this character would be dangerous as goblins and wolves are. I mean, of course, dangerous is not the same as pure evil, right? But I don't know, this character is interesting for me. Okay, so this is really cool. Apparently, Gandalf smokes from some pipe. He likes to send smoke rings into wherever he's smoking. You know, they were in the cabin from Bjorn. Gandalf came in because, okay, so they woke up, you know, the dwarves and Bilbo, they ate breakfast because that's another thing. Animals not only talk in this world, they have, let's say, quote unquote, human capacities in that they can cook, bro. I mean, they don't just find food for themselves. Bjorn has domesticated, I guess, some animals, so they cook for him. They are like his, I don't know, but they cook for him. They help him clean the house and everything. I guess they are kind of his family because he doesn't treat them like just, you know, do this for me and do this for whatever. Bjorn's cabin at the same time is the home of all these animals. These animals serve breakfast to the dwarves and Bilbo, and to Gandalf too. Gandalf goes out, it seems, to look for Bjorn to see where he went as a bear form or whatever. And it seems that Bjorn went straight to where the goblins are. And when they were telling their adventure to Bjorn, it seemed that Bjorn, guys, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing it the correct way. My bad. I don't know how it's pronounced. But the point is that
Bjorn.
It seems that when he was listening to the story, he hated the goblins too. He didn't like them, nor the wolves. He hated them both, okay? I'm at the point where they're questioning whether he went there to look for them, to bring them back so the goblins can eat the dwarves. Now, I'm guessing that Bjorn went there by himself to give them a piece of his mind and to beat the shit out of them. One more thing, what's the thing with Gandalf and colors? Because I remember that when he was teasing the wolves, what he did was to throw different colors of fire to them and it burned like more than normal fire. And now he's smoking, and he says like, oh, this is a very good place for smoke rings. And he's sending all this smoke rings of different colors throughout the cabin. I don't know, I can't help it but to think that this has something to do with the rings of the story, the power rings, you know what I mean? Because why does there has to be so much reference to the word rings? You know what I mean? Maybe I'm just making this up, I don't know, but it's that's how I think of it, you know? Maybe the author's trying to tell me something I can't understand at this point. And it says too that when he was trying to track Bjorn, there was a river deep enough or whatever that he couldn't get in. He couldn't swim in that. Again, it seems to be that magic is very weak in this world. How can you be a wizard and not do some simple magic trick or whatever to either stop the water or jump the river or walk through it? I mean, I know you guys have told me in the comments that, you know, magic works in a certain way, that you cannot use it just because, but I don't know, I'm thinking it should be either it's so powerful that it has to be contained and used just so you can help others when others are in peril, or it's just weak. Because otherwise, a third option would be that it's just not interesting to me. I mean, I don't know what to say. Because I'm thinking that when wolves came, Gandalf couldn't do shit. They just had to climb. So, I don't know, guys. I'll love to know more about magic in this world. Bjorn went to the land of the goblins or whatever. He found out he took a warg and a goblin as prisoners. He extracted information from them. They told him that an army of goblins and wolves were still looking for Gandalf and the dwarves because they killed the great goblin and they burned the nose of the chief wolf or whatever. And he found out that they are not only looking for him, they are looking for him, I'm guessing, in places where goblins and wolves don't normally go to. So Bjorn killed the goblin and the warg. He came back to the house, he found them, he cooked for them, advised them on where to go. He's gonna give them ponies and a horse for Gandalf. After the edge of the forest, there's nothing he can do for them because I guess he doesn't know. He doesn't wander after the edge of the forest farther than that. But yeah, one concern I have is that Gandalf told the dwarves that he's not gonna be with them the whole journey. Even before he found out Bjorn, Gandalf said, oh, I will do one more thing for you. I will look for someone I know so he can advise us and what to do. But I think that's the only thing Gandalf promised to do. And the way Bjorn describes the forest and wherever they're going to go now, it seems pretty dangerous. I mean, he describes it as dark, as dangerous. There's no water, there's no food. Even the river that crosses the path is enchanted or something. And if they find something to eat, they cannot kill it, because if they do, they will probably wander off the path that they have to take, and that they must not do, says Bjorn. It seems like one of the most dangerous stages of their journey or adventure, and I'm guessing Gandalf's not gonna be there.
Bruh.
So logically, they're gonna mess up and they're gonna, you know, fuck up. Another thing is that, you know, earlier in the chapter, a war of some kind of 5 armies was mentioned, and now that an army of goblins and wolves is described, I'm thinking that with all probability 2 of those 5 armies are the ones of the goblins and the wolves. I'm curious about what the other 3 armies are gonna be. Guys, I have a question. I don't know how is this thing, the house or whatever, so the house of the goblins, is it so important that all this trouble they have gone through is worth, I mean, is everything they have gone through worth the trouble of whatever they're gonna look for? their house or whatever the dragons stole, because it seems, I mean, the book, the story doesn't seem like an adventure anymore. It seems like now they're running for their lives, because everyone, I mean, the goblin, the wolves, bad stuff in the forest, whatever, everything wants to kill them. They have very few friends. So now it seems like they're just trying to survive. And at the end of everything, this supposed dragon is still waiting for them. Okay, so Beorn was, the whole way they had the ponies and the horse, he was following them. Gandalf explained that more than just watching over them and to guide them, he was looking out for his ponies and his animals, because it says that he loves his animals as his children. So I'm telling you, guys, I'm telling you, this is a very interesting character, bro. I mean, I don't know why I like this character very much. You see, Gandalf's gonna leave them alone. Bro, they're fucked up. They are gonna mess up real time. The only reason they have survived this whole journey is because of Gandalf. And now, arguably their most dangerous stage of the journey till now, Gandalf's not gonna be there. Neither will Beorn. You know that Gandalf is always saying that Bilbo has more in him than the dwarves can see. I'm thinking Bilbo has some type of power, and seeing the way magic works in this world, it's not real power like he's a wizard. It's just that maybe he has some type of ability or something in his brain that he hasn't yet discovered, because Gandalf was always defending Bilbo and his abilities, that he's better and is worth more than the dwarves can see. And then when he appeared out of nowhere to the dwarves, it wasn't because of his abilities. He didn't escape from Gollum because purely of his ability. The only reason he escaped Gollum and appeared beside the dwarves is because he, by mistake, found the invisibility ring. That's the only reason. It's not like he was, I don't know, clever enough to look through Gollum things and happened to found the ring. No. The ring was in the floor. I mean, Gollum dropped it by mistake. By mistake, Bilbo found it. I'm telling you guys this because I'm at the point where Gandalf is basically saying his goodbyes to them, and he's telling the dwarves like, oh, trust in Bilbo. I've told you guys before that there's more in him than you guys can see. And at this point, I'm thinking that's bullshit, because Bilbo doesn't know what the hell he's doing. I'm thinking he doesn't even know why he's there in the first place. I'm thinking they will either fuck up big time, or stress, hard times, and the need for courage will force Bilbo to develop his real ability to help them out of some kind of mess up situation. You know what I mean? And what is this business that is so important for Gandalf that he has to go early? Okay, so I'm done with the chapter. First, before I say what I think of it as a whole, Gandalf said to Bilbo, and I'm gonna read it to you. Bilbo asked something like, oh, is there any other way besides going through the forest? And Gandalf is saying no, blah blah blah. And Gandalf says, Mr. Baggins, I'm ashamed of you for thinking of it. You have got to look after all these dwarves for me. He laughed. The book says he laughed. Bro, I'm thinking Gandalf is setting Bilbo up for something. If Gandalf is as intelligent, as clever, as just so powerful as it is described, with so much experience, I don't genuinely think that he thinks that Bilbo is up to do what he did throughout this journey, which is protect the dwarves. I don't really think that Gandalf really thinks that Bilbo has any idea of what he's doing. Why would he tell Bilbo, after all, you have to take care of all these dwarves, ha ha ha. It's like, what do you know that I don't know? What are you doing? We all know by this point that Gandalf doesn't do anything before thinking what the next 5 to 6 steps are gonna be. We saw it with the introduction of Beorn. He told the dwarves, oh, go in pairs of 2 every 5 minutes after I sound the whistle or something. I'm thinking Gandalf likes to play chess, metaphorically, you know what I mean? He thinks of what he's gonna do with 5 steps before and after that. So I have no freaking idea of what his point is with Bilbo. I've told you guys since the very first chapter, why is Bilbo in this story? Why did Gandalf shows him? Why is Bilbo so special? So this chapter was titled Queer Lodgings. I'm thinking that the lodgings are queer because they are unexpected in the story. They are from a man slash wolf slash bear that wasn't, I guess, destined to be their friend. He was in himself a very dangerous creature, but if it became their friend, then they will have gotten a very good friend and a very good ally for them, you know what I mean? Besides the introduction of Beorn in this chapter took a turn for me. It doesn't seem like just an adventure anymore. It seems like now they're running for their lives, you know what I mean? It's not anymore like, oh, we are, you know, what are we going to discover? What are we going to see? New things, new places. No, now it's like, bro, everyone wants to kill us. Nature, wolves, goblins, wargs, orcs, whatever. And so from this point of the story on, it seems that in the way the dwarves talk, it seems that they're not so sure anymore of why they started the adventure. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but there are so many fears in their path ahead that out of a sudden this story got like 3 magnitudes of darker from this chapter on. Even the title of the next chapter, which is chapter 8, Flies and Spiders, I mean, even the chapters are giving me hints that, okay, what's coming, it's not gonna be easy for them, you know? Oh, and we got a hint that the book ends with the War of the 5 Armies. Bro, I don't know what's gonna happen. What I can take from this chapter is that my idea of magic being weak is getting just more confirmed, if that's the way to say it. It's getting stronger for me because there has been so many situations where I just want Gandalf to be like, you know, boom, done. And no, it's harder. But I'm starting to think too that, you know, when we were talking about the author and how he doesn't do like Disney in the sense that the author doesn't take out the dark stuff of the real stories out of them just to make them 100% happiness and that's it. I'm thinking that The Hobbit being a children's story, I mean, I haven't finished the book, of course, I'm just in the middle. I'm getting the sense that the lesson is that you can achieve things, you can get there, but you will get many challenges in your journey, you know what I mean? Many things will oppose you, but you just have to believe in yourself, as Gandalf says that to the dwarves and to Bilbo. All you need is luck and courage to get through the forest. I don't know about luck, but courage seems to me a very good thing to have in your mind, in your heart. You know what I mean? Guys, thank you for staying with me as always in this chapter. It was a fascinating new chapter for me. Queer Lodgings, chapter 7 of The Hobbit. Please guys, if you're liking this content, consider subscribing so you can help me make more of these videos every week. And another thing guys, before you go, I'm thinking of making a new video after each new chapter so I can address your comments completely and tell you what I think. After this video, I'm gonna upload a new type of video which I will address completely and ask you guys more questions about the comments that you have already left in the channel, so I can understand more of the stories, because half of the way I'm understanding what I've been reading till now is because of your comments. So as always, thank you very much for commenting on my videos and letting me know what you think of my reaction. So guys, that's pretty much it for today. As always, see you next time. See you in chapter 8. Bye.